I agree. I think a pedophile deserves everything they're going to get on this earth. But if they give themselves to Christ and they come to Christ and they ask for that forgiveness, He's a pretty powerful God.
I'm glad he's got that job and not me. Do you agree on that one?
You took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and that's why they tasted funny.
Yeah.
No.
Well, but what's interesting, and I can tell you this, one of the things that God has me doing is helping go find those kids. Now, during the invasion of our country, during the Biden administration, our country was invaded, open border, country invaded, 20 million unvetted illegal aliens just whoa, right on into our country. No political party or individual does something like that if they're trying to solve your problems. The only reason why somebody would do something like that is if they were your enemy, who lets murderers and rapists and Lord knows who else just walk right into your house. It doesn't make any sense to anybody.
You feel like all of them are criminals that came in?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Nobody does.
Okay.
That's the scary part about it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think all.
Okay.
But when the entire Venezuelan prison population is emptied out into the United States, I mean, that does cause, maybe concern,
And you talk about the Somalis, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, and look at what we got going on up there in Minnesota, man. I mean, these individuals, man, came in to our country, were flown in to our country, and they turned right around and ripped us off. I mean, I think we're up to, somewhere $18 billion now that was stolen from the American people by the Democrats and given to the, illegal alien, inbred, retarded Somalian pirates. I mean, what the heck's going on? I mean, now the Democrats are stealing from their own people. They're stealing from their family. I mean, for Christ's sakes, that's where your people are at? Your organization is stealing from themselves. What do you do with that? I mean, you stole from your own family. I mean, do you have I mean, what is wrong? What's wrong with you people? And we can prove that you did. And there's no shame?
Is that something else you can find on the internet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you remember the name of the town in Minnesota? I can't recall it right off the top
Of the what?
The town in Minnesota where they're...
Minneapolis.
Is it in Minneapolis? Okay.
Yeah, and that's just in Minnesota. They're saying that the Democrats have stolen hundreds of billions out of California. And this is stealing money from your own people. If you are truly Americans, then why don't you say America and Americans first? I've never heard a Democrat ever say America and Americans first. Have you? I haven't. If you have, I would love to see it. I mean, I struggle to see an American flag between all the gay flags. I mean, it's retarded. It's the only word that I can come up with to describe the behavior that I'm seeing. It's just retarded. I mean, who in their right mind would protest after we just found out you just stole money from us? That makes no sense. You should go hide. Go run. Scurry.
How did the Democrats steal from their own people?
Because that money was allocated to African Americans, and it was also allocated to families with autism. Those are Americans. Even the Democrats are still American. They were stealing from their own people. The African Americans, 80%, 90% vote Democrat. Those are their own people. And you stole it from them while invading their towns with Somalians. So they're literally pushing their own people out while stealing their money. I mean, my gosh, when the African American Democrats figure out that the Democrats were stealing their money, my gosh, we sit back and watch them cannibalize each other. I mean, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm like going, dude, we gave you the money, but you didn't get it because it was stolen by them. But you keep voting for them.
So what you're saying is they
So we're like, well, what do you do with that? You deserve each other.
So the Democrats had funding for that area, but opened it up
that
to...
money was taken and then given to the Somalis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then, even worse, they turned around the Somalis and sent it to Al-Shabaab, the freaking terrorist organization, and was funding terrorism with it. You can't make this shit up. I mean, it's... Jeez. I mean, it's that bad. No, it is that bad. You know what I mean? But I feel like I'm a kid in a candy store because it's like I put the pieces to the puzzle together. I know where I'm at. I feel comfortable where I'm at. I'll say it again. You know, I didn't stutter, and I'll say it again. You know what I mean? I make it real simple. I'm an easy read. You know what I mean? I mean, if you ask me a question, I'm going to tell you. Unlike some people who won't even show up. You know, I mean.
I was going to ask you, how do you feel about showing up at these protests? And everybody has their face mask on and their hair is covered and they're hiding. Do you think it's because they're afraid of you, or do you think it's because they're afraid that you might discover who they are?
I think it's a little of both. I think it's a lot of things. I think that they're not confident in their message. I think that the anonymity, you know, pretty much, you know, it kind of explains where they're at, you know. Why wear a mask? I've never worn a mask. I mean, it's not Halloween, for Christ's sakes. You know what I mean? I feel like some of these people, do a trick and I'll give you a treat. You know, it's a little trick or treat action. You know, but no, I think it's disingenuous. You know, I think it's there's a bunch of pussies. You know, I think that there's no reason to wear a mask. I mean, if you're that confident, and get out there and protest. But what are you protesting? Now we found out you stole from us, so you're protesting that you didn't steal enough money from us, or what? You know what I mean? So, and the thing is it's not our fault. You guys decided to run Joe Biden again. I mean, we told you before he was even elected in 2020, which you stole, 81 million votes, my ass, and he just won 2 weeks ago, comes back and wins Georgia by over 300,000 votes. So the reason why he got arrested and put in jail was because he was right. He was right the entire time. He won Georgia. That's a fact, Jack. And it took this long to come back around and prove it, and he had to take a mugshot for that. You guys arrested him on something that you knew was bogus. And I think there should be penalties for that. You know, and then on top of that, you take a look at the thing down in Venezuela. The reason why we went down to Venezuela was to go get those machines, to go get the Dominion voting machines. Where are they at? Venezuela. Well, guess what that proves? Trump won 2020. He's 3-time undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I mean, hands down. And he's about fixing to prove it. Now, what happens then? Because you had a freaking Biden get in there, and we told him that he's an octogenarian struggling with dementia, trying to hide liquor on his breath, dealing with a son who just got a stripper pregnant down in Arkansas, cheating on his dead brother's wife. You can't make this shit up, okay? And they still voted for him, okay? Well, that's fine and dandy, but no 81 million voted for him. I can tell you that right now. So now we have to go back, and we're going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, because we've got the machines from Venezuela. There it is, proof that Trump won. And boy, change those dynamics. Now, you want to hear something funny? Under the radar? I heard Obama didn't even have enough votes. That's what I'm hearing yeah. So wouldn't that be interesting if Obama didn't even win? Now, Obama's a whole nother story because he's a Kenyan, okay? He was born in Kenya, doesn't even have a birth certificate. You know how I know that? Because after I did that interview, I got flown around. Well, I went out to Scottsdale, Arizona, had dinner with Sheriff Joe Arpaio and his wife out there in Scottsdale, and he was the one that Trump had given $2.5 million to go find Obama's birth certificate. Well, I sat next to him eating dinner, and I looked at him. I said, "What about that birth certificate?" He said, "I tell you right now, Stephen," he said, "that birth certificate's fake as fuck." And I said, "No shit." He said, "Yep." So that birth certificate's fake. They said long form, short form, whatever. Fake is all get out. And that's the thing. Obama wasn't even his real name. Do you know what Obama's real name was?
Tell me.
Come on, you got to know Obama's real name.
Tell me.
Barry. And his last name is Soetoro.
Barry Soetoro.
Barry Soetoro is Obama's real name. Now that's the one I love getting these Democrats on, because they're so dumb. They don't even know who the hell they're voting for. I come up to them, I said, "What's Obama's real name?" They're like, "Obama." And I just look at them and I'm like, you don't even know what planet you're on. You might as well just go ahead and go on home. But yeah, no, his real name was Barry Soetoro. You know what Michelle's real name was?
What? If I didn't know one, you know I'm not going to know the other. Tell me.
LaVon Robinson. Michelle's a man. That's a trans-testicle Chewbacca-looking freak. And let me tell you something. Those aren't their kids. Nope. Isn't that something? We've been lied to the whole time. The whole time.
What is your take on the J6 incident that happened?
Well, I'm glad I wasn't there. All things considered, I was gonna go, man. And I tell you what, man, I don't know, something held me back, you know what I mean? And I'm glad I didn't go, because I would have been sitting in jail probably. But I think it was a hoax. I think the whole thing was a setup. I think it was a setup by the feds. I think we had 200 or 300 or 400 freaking feds in there causing all kinds of trouble, trying to get things stirred up that didn't need to be. You know what I mean? You had Epps, or whatever his name was, walking across the street telling everybody to storm into that son of a bitch, and he was one of the feds. You know, I mean, I think there's enough, you know, activity that you could point to that was sketchy as all get out. You know, and the bomber. You know, look at the bomber that they caught. You know, black dude, Democrat. You know, I mean, go figure. You know what I mean. I think the whole thing was a setup. I think that after they got done with their little, you know, J6, you know, spectacle that they put on, they got rid of all the evidence. We got rid of everything after they were done. And the reason why they got rid of everything was because they knew that there was a possibility that could come back to haunt them. And that's why they got rid of everything. Nancy Pelosi and all that. Trump gave her 20,000 some odd troops, 20, 30,000. He said, hey, you can have them. You know what I mean? Done deal. You know what I mean? She held off. It was her responsibility to have those troops there. Those troops had been there, there'd have been no problem. You know what I mean? And there was still no problem. Those people, I saw them walking between the ropes. They weren't spray painting, tagging walls with spray paint and lighting shit on fire. You know what I mean? They sure as hell didn't look like Democrats, I can tell you that right now. Because that's exactly what the Democrats would have been doing. Hell, they bombed the damn thing before. I mean, you know, Weather Underground or whatever the hell them fools were. You know what I mean? I mean, I think John Kerry was one of those people. But no, we've come to a crossroads now. We're going to have to figure it out. Now, my thing, I think fighting solves everything. You know what I mean? You want to go, let's go. Kansas City's halfway to somewhere. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, we can be here next Tuesday. You know, you get all your boys, we get all our boys. Freaking Arrowhead Stadium, it's only going to last a couple more years anyway. We'll put it to good use on its way out the door.
Do you have anything you want to add? You want to say to anybody? What?
Well, here's the thing, man. I've seen things that you guys haven't, okay? And don't hold that against me. That's why I sometimes act uncharacteristically, maybe sometimes say some of the things that I say. Because it is all about the children, man. It's got nothing else to do with nothing else, man. It doesn't have to do with money, politics, nothing, man. It's all about the children. Has nothing to do about us. We've all lived good lives and everything like that. But it's about the innocent children, whether they're in the womb or whether they're just kids trying to figure it out. But those are God's little angels, and he's told me and many men like me, Christian men, it's time to go find those kids, find the people that touched them, and make sure that the next generation has a fighting chance. Because unfortunately, the world is run on the blood of our children through adrenochrome and through selling their body parts, and it's disgusting and it's sick and it needs to stop.